When your team meeting ends and the people walk out that door, are they inspired? Are they scared? Or are they pissed? Because if it is scared or pissed, that is a performance problem. And it starts with how you run the meeting. Right now, people are losing their job at an alarming rate. What worked a year ago will not work today. Human beings are now the critical variable working alongside AI and technology. And here is the science behind it. When people are in survival mode, their perspective locks onto what is wrong. They become defensive, judgmental, closed. They stop collaborating and start protecting themselves. But when people feel safe, trusted, and valued, something shifts. Their perspective opens up. They become more creative, more optimistic, more adaptive, and they stop surviving and they start performing. So your meeting is not just a meeting. It is an optimization event. Just like in sales, when is the time to make the money? Now. How much do you want to make? All of it. And which customer matters? Every single customer matters. Well, which team member matters? Every single one of them. And your job as a leader is to optimize every single one of them every single time they walk through that door. I am going to show you 5 things in the right order. But before I get to the point, I need to tell you something that most leaders never think about. Because if you miss this, everything falls apart. Most people walk into that room already checked out. They are conditioned to expect boring, irrelevant, and they do not even know that they have been conditioned. Think about that for a second. They have sat through so many bad meetings that their brain has already decided this one is going to be the same before you ever say a single word. Your job before anything else is to break that pattern. First words matter. They calibrate the brain state of everyone in that room. So when you start with something positive, something that opens instead of something that closes, you are literally resetting the way they receive everything that comes after that. A conditioned mind that expects boring will filter everything you say through that lens. So before you teach them anything, you have to reset them, and this is not soft. This is meeting strategy. Point 1, stop starting with the problem. Most managers walk in and lead with what went wrong. Bad numbers, missed targets, problems. I get it. Those things are real and they need to be addressed. But the moment you open with the problem, you poison the entire room. People shut down. They get defensive. They stop thinking and they start protecting themselves. And here's the thing about scared people. You do not get solutions from them. You get silence and nodding heads. You get people waiting for the meeting to be over. The room has a tone, and you set that tone in the first 60 seconds. Every single time, start wrong, and you spend the rest of the meeting digging yourself out of the hole that you created. Point number 2, start with wins, real wins. Before anything else, you go to wins. What worked this week? And I'm not talking about fake cheerleading. I'm not talking about empty praise that everybody can see through. I'm talking about real wins, specific ones. Name the person. Name exactly what they did. Because when someone hears their name called out in front of the team for something they did right, something shifts inside of them. They sit up a little bit straighter. They stand a little bit taller. And here's what most leaders miss about this. It's not just about the person being recognized. Wins remind the whole team what right looks like. They reset the standard without you having to lecture about it. You're not telling them what good looks like. You are showing them. And that matters more than you think. Point 3, check in, get raw, get real. After the wins, you pause. You stop. You find out where your people actually are. Not how's everybody doing with a wave and a smile, a real check-in. You go quiet. You read the room. Who is carrying something today? Who is not with you? Who walked in the room with something on their mind that has nothing to do with the agenda? The best leaders I have ever watched notice the quietness and they do not rush past it. They sit in it for a second because they know that a person who feels unseen cannot perform at their best no matter how good their agenda is. This is the moment that separates managers from leaders. Managers cover agenda items and leaders know their people. Your people are navigating real pressure right now. They need to feel seen before they can perform. Give them that and watch what happens. Point 4, every problem requires a pivot and a pounce. Problems do not disappear. Great leaders just process them differently. The rule in the meeting is simple. No problem enters this room without a solution attached to it. None. When someone brings a problem, your first question is always, what is the pivot? Because every problem is just the system showing you where to optimize it. Think about it like this. If you were an AI moving through reality, you would use every single experience as an advantage. Nothing would be wasted. Nothing would be personal. Everything would be data pointing you towards the next right action. Problem, pivot, pounce. That is the whole sequence. The problem shows you where to optimize, the pivot is the new action, and the pounce is you attacking the opportunity with everything you got. Each iteration makes your team better. Each problem is fuel. Same facts, completely different energy. And that energy is contagious. Point 5, leave them better than you found them. Your goal in every single meeting is simple. They should perform better when they leave than when they came in. That is the measuring stick. Not how many agenda items you covered, not how fast you got through the numbers. The human beings walking out that door, are they more focused than they were when they walked in? Are they clearer? Are they more connected to why what they do matters? Where attention goes, energy flows. Make sure everybody knows exactly where you are going collectively. Point their attention and their energy until everybody in that room is crystal clear on the target. What gets measured gets done. And the number does not have to be a number. It can be a goal, a step, a direction, an intention. But if you can phrase it in a way that it is measurable, you give your team something to move towards, something to aim at. Because if they walked in at a 6 and they walked out at a 6, you left performance on the table. And that is on the leader. And here's the bigger picture. Right now is the time. Not next quarter, not when things slow down, right now. Just like every customer matters in sales, every team member matters in your meeting. You want your whole team to be valuable, adaptable, and able to fit in. Because when people feel safe, trusted, and collectively moving towards the same target, they stop surviving and they start performing. That's not a nice to have. That is the highest level of performance strategy available to you right now. So here's the question to ask yourself after every single meeting. When they walk out of that door, were they inspired? Were they ready? Or did you leave performance on the table? Because the meeting is not the obligation. The meeting is the opportunity. We are not here to avoid pressure. We are here to embrace it, to optimize it. We are building strength and we are turning snowflakes into diamonds.